6 p.m. and I'd like to welcome everybody to this evening's council meeting. If you have a cell phone, please, silence it during the meeting. And roll call, the mayor is, he's absent. Keep him in your prayers. And the same with Mike Andazola, keep his mom in your prayers. He lost his mom earlier this week. Why don't we have a moment of silence for both of them, please? Thank you very much. Okay, we'll start out with the pledge. It'll be led by Councilman Hemphill. And then please remain standing for the invocation, and that'll be by Councilman Luke Carpizo.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we humbly bow our heads and thank Thee for this opportunity that we get to gather here this evening and be able to listen to the concerns of the city. Heavenly Father, we ask Thee to watch over the council, especially the mayor and Councilman Andazola and his family. Special blessing over them and watch over them and their families. Heavenly Father, we ask Thee to watch over us, the council, and be with us so that we may have an open mind and heart, and that we'll be able to make the decisions that we need to have for make this place a great place to live, work, and visit, and be able to have all the citizens be able to understand and be able to move forward and have this city running to the best of its ability. Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for all that You give us and we take for granted, and we say this in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Okay, I understand there's no comments on agenda items or non-agenda items. Okay, then we'll move on to item number 7. It's a presentation from the Graham County Chamber of Commerce, their annual report.
Thanks for helping me out, B, with the slides. Good evening, Vice Mayor Ortega and members of the Safford City Council. It's my privilege to present a comprehensive report on the significant achievements of the Graham County Chamber of Commerce over the past 6 months. As you're aware, you updated the city's contract with the Chamber starting July 1st of this year. This agreement stipulates an annual investment of $160,000 in the Chamber, dispersed monthly. You also lease our building at a huge discount and donate hundreds of hours of city staff time to support our events. I'd like to express our profound gratitude on behalf of the Chamber's members, Board of Directors, volunteers, sponsors, and staff for your commitment to this partnership. Your investment has been a catalyst, empowering us not only to meet, but exceed our goals in serving the residents of the city of Safford. I'm thrilled to share that we've more than doubled the value of your investment, significantly amplifying the City Council's positive impact on local residents. Tonight, I'm excited to delve into the details of our endeavors and accomplishments since the beginning of our new contract, July 1st. First, I'm thrilled to report that our grant awards more than match the investment made by the city. We have successfully secured 2 grants amounting in $184,450. A major portion of this, $180,000, comes from the United Way of Graham and Greenlee counties. This grant is enabling us to purchase the Gila Valley Community Event Stage and an additional trailer for community events. In line with our contract, the stage, trailer, and labor are available to the City of Safford at no additional cost. Moreover, local businesses and nonprofits can access the stage at a reduced rate. Our new stage, alongside the Safford Lions Club stage, allows for hosting multiple events simultaneously on the same weekend, avoiding scheduling conflicts and enhancing community engagement. Additionally, we received a $4,450 grant from the Foundation for Rural Service. This grant is allocated for upgrading the Gila Valley Community Room with modern video conferencing equipment. As stipulated in our contract, the City of Safford can book this room free of charge. This room serves as a valuable resource for various community groups. The Safford Rotary Club meets there weekly, our nonprofit roundtable holds monthly meetings, and it's a regular venue for our local committee to end homelessness. Other regular users include the Wreaths Across America organization, Gila Valley Arts Council, the American Legion Auxiliary, and St. Vincent de Paul. All chamber member organizations also have access to this room at no additional cost. I take immense pride in receiving these grants, particularly the competitive nationwide grant from the Foundation for Rural Service, where we were among 30 awardees selected from over 200 applicants. This achievement is not only a testament to our commitment, but also a clear indication of our ability to effectively leverage resources for the greater benefit of our community and residents. We have been efficient with your investment and used it as a leverage to secure these significant grants. Before establishing our current contract, predicting the extent of your investment was challenging. With the stability provided in our new agreement, we're now in a much stronger position to plan strategically and successfully apply for grant awards. This foresight and planning have been instrumental in our recent achievements and will greatly benefit the residents of the City of Safford. Of the investment you entrusted to us, over $4,000 directly benefited the City of Safford. This sum covered all our expenses like booth registration, booth materials, travel, and labor to represent the city at the annual League of Arizona Cities and Towns Conference held in August. At the conference, we had the honor of showcasing Safford's vibrant downtown murals. We distributed stickers to your colleagues, proudly promoted our local mural artist, and highlighted leasing opportunities at the City of Safford's Airport Business Park. Additionally, we took the opportunity to showcase the City of Safford's Water and Energy Conservation Program. This year's conference marked a successful debut for us, and it has sparked several ideas for next year's conference. We welcome your suggestions and look forward to hearing what you'd like us to feature at your booth in the upcoming year. We have actively been promoting the City of Safford region to attract more visitors. Since July 1st, we have invested $10,650 in tourism initiatives. This quarter, our marketing focus includes the Mount Graham Golf Club, the Gila Valley Balloon Extravaganza, local hot springs, and side-by-side rentals. You will see our advertisement in the Eastern Arizona Lifestyle magazine and through various online platforms. A noteworthy collaboration we have is with the Sonoran Desert Mountain Bicyclists, a nonprofit chamber member working with the United States Forest Service to maintain trails on Mount Graham. They have engaged a social media influencer and professional mountain biker to visit Safford this spring. We've made an initial down payment for his visit and are currently seeking additional outside funding to fully support this project. I will provide updates on the project. To further promote the City of Safford, we've purchased additional downtown mural stickers, achieving a lower cost per sticker for distribution at the League Conference. We're also revamping the Gila Valley Adventure Club to target 3-day weekend visitors from Tucson, Phoenix, Silver City, Deming, Las Cruces, and El Paso. Those areas were chosen as a result of a survey we did at Salsa Fest. This initiative is being spearheaded by our newly staffed tourism committee, and we will keep you informed on its progress. Additionally, our tourism efforts include a $4,000 sponsorship for the New Year's Hot Air Balloon event, of which $2,000 is a direct sponsorship from the City of Safford. The sponsorship package includes balloon flight passes, a bad weather guarantee for passengers at a later date, year-round media promotions, an advertising banner on a balloon basket, a sponsor gift, and tickets to the Meet the Pilot dinner. Here are some examples of the stickers and the ad that will appear in the magazine this month. The Graham County Chamber of Commerce is strategically using your investment to foster valuable connections with the Film Tucson office and the Arizona Commerce Authority Film and Digital Media Office. In representing the city, we have invested $1,000 to subscribe to the Film Office database. This subscription allows us to prominently feature local film locations, accommodations, catering services, and other local businesses that can support the film industry. We are at the beginning of this project and will update you as we populate this database. This November, we facilitated interactions between film industry professionals and students engaged in film and theater studies at Safford High School. These meetings were not only inspiring for the students, but also left the visiting professionals highly impressed with the local talent and the educational opportunities available to our students. In our continued efforts to nurture this budding interest, we sponsored tickets for Safford students to attend a production at Eastern Arizona College. We also arranged a workshop with these industry professionals, providing a unique hands-on learning experience for our aspiring young talent. Thanks to your investment, we are actively encouraging residents to engage in our Gila Valley Leadership Program. This program offers an in-depth exploration of various facets of the city of Safford, including its culture, government, health, education, agriculture, and ecology assets. For individual participants, organizations typically invest $500 each. However, thanks to your support, Chief Avila and Clerk B are able to participate at no additional cost to the city. We are also fortunate to have dedicated volunteers whose contributions are invaluable. These volunteers have collectively contributed over $6,000 in terms of their organization's payroll to support the program. Additionally, since July 1st, Eastern Arizona College has generously donated vehicle use worth $1,800. Your stable investment in our initiatives enables us to leverage these funds more effectively, attracting volunteers and donations that are crucial for the success of this program. Since July 1st, our efforts have successfully amplified your investment, bringing over $72,000 in value to various events within the city of Safford. Our team secured nearly $40,000 in cash sponsorships for Salsa Fest, a high-quality two-day event with world-class entertainment provided free of charge for your residents. Additionally, we benefited from over $17,000 in volunteer time. The many hours of donated volunteer time are the only way we are able to be successful. With your annual investment, volunteers feel confident that their work is acknowledged and appreciated. The Chamber Board and our volunteers have also played an active role in several key community events. These include the Safford Lions Club 4th of July Parade, the Safford Regional Airport Airfair, and the Safford United Way Fundraising Committee's Oktoberfest, where our staff managed to find a $7,000 sponsorship to support the event. We maintained our active involvement in your Harvest Festival and in the Safford Downtown Association's Merry Main Street and tree lighting ceremony, along with the Country Financial Light Parade. Our great working relationships with your staff are essential to making these high-quality events successful. It is exciting to see how our relationships continually enhance the quality of events in the city of Safford. Thanks to your support, we are able to extend our premium copper membership benefits to all City of Safford departments and offering valued at $12,000. We prominently feature the City of Safford video tour on our website's homepage, a service valued at $600. Your investment has also enabled us to operate a visitors center, which is open Monday through Saturday, providing services valued at over $55,000. Moreover, we have successfully recruited dedicated volunteers aligned with our mission to staff the visitors center. Their contributions represent a value of nearly $19,000. Additionally, Eastern Arizona College provides invaluable support by sponsoring a work-study employee, contributing over 400 actual labor dollars at no cost to the Chamber. This trust and cooperation from the college and other community members are a direct result of your valuable investment in our mission. Our mission is to advance the quality of life of your Safford residents through connection, leadership, and tourism by recruiting an exemplary professional and ethical team. In this presentation, I've shared various figures representing actual monetary contributions and in-kind donations. These figures are a testament to the value we have delivered over the past 6 months, thanks to your support as the catalyst for these achievements. However, beyond these quantitative measures, I want to emphasize the profound and tangible connections we forge daily with your employees and residents. These interactions are at the heart of our operations. Our team is committed to serving the people of Safford, demonstrating that the City Council is actively working to enhance their community experience. Our team is committed to, I just said that. In an era where trust in institutions is often challenged, our work exemplifies how thoughtful investment can positively impact lives, fostering a sense of community and well-being. Ultimately, it's the hard work and purpose behind our efforts that bring joy and satisfaction to the residents of Safford. We are proud to be part of this vibrant community and remain dedicated to its continued growth and happiness. As you're aware, robust economic activity significantly boosts the City of Safford's sales tax revenues. The Graham County Chamber of Commerce plays a vital role in this by supporting local businesses through our membership program. Currently, our membership base has grown to over 400 members. Since July 1st, we have conducted over 72 one-on-one membership review meetings. In these meetings, we emphasize to our members the crucial role they play in enhancing the quality of life for Safford residents through their products and services. We use our new membership pamphlet to ensure they understand and see tangible returns on their investment in our mission. To express our gratitude and support, we offer numerous benefits to our members. This includes monthly networking opportunities at our chamber soirees, a monthly roundtable for nonprofits at our community network team event, and access to our business center for printing needs. Members can display their business cards in our business card library and book our boardroom and Gila Valley community room at no extra charge. Our members benefit from the relationships and partnerships we've made. They stay informed through our weekly Gila Valley community calendar email and weekly chamber blog updates email. Our online calendar, an attractive platform for event postings, is another member perk made possible by your investment. We also spotlight members in our Limelight program, which includes press release writing, blog publication, visibility on our highway marquee, assistance with grand openings and ribbon cuttings, a dedicated page in our online directory, the opportunity to record a podcast with Voice of the Valley, and the distribution of their promotional materials. Our members are often the first to learn about tourism and leadership events. We ensure they have easy access to all our programs. It's on the back of that. Resources and contact information. I hope you share our pride in what the Graham County Chamber of Commerce has achieved through your investment. I am always open to discussing how we can further enhance this partnership, and I'm excited about our future endeavors to make the City of Safford an even better place to live, work, and visit. Thank you.
Thank you, Vance. Any comments or anything?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'd like to, hopefully we can get some employees to volunteer and help you with the League of Cities and Towns next year. That's a big bite, you saw that. A long way to carry stuff in and present, but I hope you had some fun there, everybody else does. But, and also, I'm glad how often you update your website. I get to, sometimes it's 2 days apart, and from that I get to share that directly to the residents in town and let them see directly what's coming along and going. And thank you for those updates, sir. Thank you for all you've been doing.
Thank you.
Okay. Brad?
Vince, I'd also like to say how much I appreciate the effort of the chamber. For me, it's still money very well spent, and I appreciate all that your team does. I'm especially excited to see some more reaching out to outside communities with the Adventure Club, things like that, to enhance the tourism. But I also wanted to ask, you hoped to provide benefits for employees. Is that something that's still wish, or is it happening?
Yeah, with what we did with the budget in July 1st, we have some kind of like Aflac benefits. If you have a hospital visit, for every
Right.
item you get reimbursed some money. And then we have dental and vision and IRA plans. So about everything but the full medical.
Right.
So we're still working on that.
And that's still a goal.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else? Any comments? Thank you, Vance.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll move on to item number 8. We'll close the regular council meeting and reconvene into a Board of Adjustment session. And Jamie?
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is a request by Mr. Jones for the Board of Adjustment to approve or deny a variance request to enclose his existing carport, which does not meet the existing setback requirements at 1213 West El Paso Boulevard. The Planning and Community Development Department is receipt of a variance application. His property is zoned R16, single family, and the minimum allowed side setback is 7 feet. The parcel is part of the Ramada Estates subdivision and was constructed in 1977. Some of the properties meet the current setbacks and many do not. Mr. Jones has owned the property since 1983. A site visit was made, and per the City of Safford building inspector, the wall of the structure is approximately 5 feet from the property line. The eave of the structure is approximately 3 feet 6 inches from the property line, and the owner plans to enclose the existing structure, and his work will not change the current setbacks. He has not submitted building plans at this time, as it will be a very simple project, and he cannot construct it if the variance is not approved. You have analysis with non-conforming buildings and uses. Normally, you can't enlarge or expand or enclose any non-conforming use since his home does not meet the setbacks. The process for a variance request includes the meetings here with our public meeting, a request for the variance, and then there are 4 findings that have to be met to accomplish a variance. Number 1, having to adhere strictly to the letter of this title will cause difficulties and hardships upon the petitioner which are unnecessary in order to carry out the purposes. Number 2, special circumstances are attached to the property covered by the same application that do not apply to other properties in the same zone. Number 3, that because of said special circumstances, property covered by the application is deprived of privileges possessed by other properties in the same zone, and that the granting of the variance is essential to the enjoyment of property possessed by the other properties in the same zone. Number 4, the difficulties and hardships were not created by any act of the applicant subsequent to the effective date of the regulation. Mr. Jones has been provided with this information as he is here this evening if you would like to speak with him. Notice was properly served to the surrounding neighbors and was published in the newspaper by the city clerk. It is staff's recommendation that the Board of Adjustment approve a variance from zoning ordinance section 17.16.020, finding that it meets the evidence required in numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 1, several other properties in the same subdivision have either a garage or an enclosed area on the home. They have been enclosed over time before the setback regulations were updated. Number 2, because of the age of the subdivision, the setbacks do not conform to the current standards. Number 3, the option to enclose the carport was removed after the setback regulations were updated. And number 4, Mr. Jones did not own the property when the home was constructed, and the setbacks have changed since the construction of the neighborhood. And if the Vice Mayor and Council would like, staff can research and evaluate setback requirements in neighborhoods such as these. And with that, there is a slideshow in your presentation, and you can see some photos of the area and the neighborhood. And we'll look through those. So this is the Ramada Estates subdivision. Mr. Jones' home is outlined in blue. These are several photos of homes who have already enclosed the same section, and you'll notice that their setbacks vary greatly throughout this subdivision. Here's another one that made a living area. This one made an extended living area. This one made a living area, enclosed it, and then put a carport outside it. And this is Mr. Jones's property. This is his existing carport that he would like to enclose. You'll see that it already does not meet the current setbacks. And then here's another home that was enclosed and made living area. And with that, I will stand for questions.
Okay, we start out with public hearing. The public, anybody in the public like to make a comment or have anything to say?
Mr. Vice Mayor, Mr. Jones is here if you have any questions for him as well.
I don't myself. Does anybody have any questions?
No, sir, it all looked good to me,
Yeah.
Vice Mayor, and the neighbors don't mind either, so
That's what I feel.
I think it's been met.
Okay. Then we'll close the public hearing and go to item number 3. That's you again, Jamie? Kind of covered it.
Yes, sir. Staff does recommend approval of this variance, and Vice Mayor and Council staff is also happy to look at some of these older neighborhoods and see if there are others that this applies to.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that kind of crossed my mind. I'm sure in Safford there's other neighborhoods that same thing
Yes.
pop up. Okay, in that case then, it's an action item. We need a motion for Mr. Williams' variance request.
And we've closed already, Vice
Yeah,
Mayor?
we
Okay.
closed the public hearing, yeah. We have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the variance request by Mr. Jones. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, then we'll close the Board of Adjustment session and reconvene to our regular meeting. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, item number 11. It's a request for the approval of the council meeting of November 13th, 2023. Any questions on it or corrections?
I just had one. When I made comment last time about the cemetery, I don't mean our cemetery's junky. That's not the way I worded it. What I was trying to say is a citizen approached me that when they work on their plot at the very back of it, they would like to be able to set, say, debris out by their plot, and that we may be able to come along like we do in the streets and pick it up for them. This was a elderly gentleman, and he said, well, I can't say what he said to me, but he would like a little help, and I suggested that to staff, and also tried to work it together when we have our Pride Days and dump days, that some kind of advertisement come out to add the cemetery's beautification to it at the same time. So that's the only, I just wanted to clear up, I wasn't bad-mouthing the cemetery workers.
I know that when I'm out there, you know, with the honor guard, you know, there's quite a few garbage containers. Maybe it would help if we'd spot a few more around different areas. That's just a,
Like, I believe it was looked at, Vice Mayor.
okay. Otherwise, I still think that entrance is a fantastic addition. Okay, any other comments or?
I move that we approve the November 13 meeting minutes with clarifications from Councilman Lopez.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve minutes of November 13th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Then we'll move on to item number 12, ordinances. Number 1, 023-010. That's the short-term and vacation home rentals. I believe this is for the second reading.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is a request for the City Council to have a second reading and approve or disapprove ordinance 23-010, amending Title V, Business Licenses and Regulations by adopting Section 5.05, Vacation and Short-Term Rentals, to update the City of Safford Municipal Code to comply with Arizona Revised Statutes 9-500-39. In the background section, you have some bulleted points that staff wanted to make sure that the council is aware of. It was in discussion in our earlier meetings, and staff is requesting that this be adopted with amendment with Exhibit A being your new section, so there is no redlining. It will be an entirely new section. With that, I will stand for questions.
No, sir, we talked about this before. We also heard from the attorney on it, and I think we've talked about it already, I think.
All right, we will. Okay. Then we
As
need
far
a-
as me, I don't know about the rest of you.
I agree.
Do we need it's an action item,
Yes, sir.
so we need a motion to approve, or? Hmm? Yeah, we need a motion.
I move that we approve ordinance 023-010, short-term and vacation rental.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the short-term and vacation rentals. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Do you have to read it?
Approval of ordinance number 023-010, an ordinance of the City of Safford, Graham County, Arizona, amending Title V, Business Licenses and Regulations by adopting Section 5.05, Vacation and Short-Term Rentals, in the City of Safford Municipal Code in compliance with Arizona Revised Statute 9-500.39.
Thank you, B. And we'll move on to item number 2. It's 023-012. It's a revision of the police department fee schedule.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is a request for Mayor and Council to have first reading of proposed ordinance number 023-012, an ordinance adopting the revised City of Safford Police Department fee schedule. So, some background on it. Currently, the City of Safford, our fee schedule shows an amount due for video redaction fees of $50. Back in October, State Bill 1148 adopted an Arizona Revised Statute 39129. And it's in your packet, but basically this allows a city or town to adopt a fee schedule for video redaction, not to exceed $46 per hour. So just to give you some of the numbers, what we have for public record requests every year, through November of this year, we've had over 1,300 public record requests. Of those, we've had 89 hours of video requests. So what we're asking is to adopt the new fee schedule, which includes the $46 per hour of redaction fees. Again, currently the fee is set at $50 an hour, so for their video redaction, it's actually going down. Our other fees, we're trying to align with what the rest of the state is. So some of those have been amended and they actually have increased. So it's staff recommendation to go ahead and approve ordinance 023-012. Is there any questions? Oh, excuse me, on what you may have in your form, the date was adopted in January and February of next year. It has been amended for 2024 rather than 2023.
Any comments, or?
That's on the whereas.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
just a stumble.
Yes.
Miss Britt. All right, now, I guess, you guys always get beat up like you drag your feet on supplying all this to the public, but you have quite a few requests. I've heard that from you.
Yeah, so
And
through November of just this year, 1,342 requests. And then for videos, we've had total videos, 65 requests, which is 89 hours, so basically 90 hours, 89 hours, 59 minutes. So per video, it takes 83 minutes per request. And so we've had, again, 65 requests. So you're talking over an hour per video.
And the other one they complain about is the return of their evidence or confiscated stuff. They get told, we're gonna return it, or this and that and stuff, and again, they say you drag your feet.
That, again, that's beyond our control. That has to be released by either the city attorney or the county attorney. When we confiscate property, it's evidence, it has to be released by either the city attorney or county attorney. We can't just give evidence back without their approval.
Okay, because I just needed an answer for them when
Okay.
they chew me
Yeah.
out before you, so.
Oh, we get those all the time. We explain the process, so it's well known.
Okay, sir.
That was a concern of mine too. And then I was told a while back too, that you have to hold evidence until you're told you can relieve it, get rid of it. But I believe some of that evidence that you've had is probably older than what we are.
Yeah, well, there's a retention schedule for different types of evidence. Some evidence we keep for life.
Yeah.
And, some evidence, it could be a year, it could be 10 years, 80 years, 90 years, so it's different depending on the crime that was committed.
Any other discussion on this? This is the first reading? You have to read it? Okay, thanks, Brenda.
This completes the first reading of ordinance number 023-012, an ordinance of the City of Safford, Graham County, Arizona, amending the City of Safford Police Department rates and fee schedule to update the current City of Safford rates and fee schedule and video recording fee to change to coincide with SB 1148 Amendment to Arizona Revised Statute Section 3, Title 39, Chapter 1, Article 2 for local law enforcement video recording fees.
Thank you, Brian. And we'll move on to item number 13. It's lease contracts and agreements. The first is the RG Farms, that's Verdno lease renewal. Jamie, hi Jamie, again.
Just, Vice Mayor, just a quick comment. I left a document in front of everybody. It won't apply to this particular lease, but will apply to some others later on in the evening, though, so this would help orient you when we move forward.
Thank you, John.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. The first lease on the agenda is the R.G. Howard Farms Verdno lease renewal, and you will see the addendum and the schedule in your packet on page 135 and 136. The lease is for parcel 102-17026 to R.G. Howard. The original lease dated January 14th, 2019 did not include renewal terms. Mr. Howard has notified staff that he would like to renew the lease. City staff reviewed the lease and other possible uses for the property. The city attorney has drafted the first amendment to the lease agreement for your discussion, approval, or denial, and it includes a payment schedule. No alterations were made to the existing payment schedule, and in your CCF, you'll see the payment schedule updated for the new terms. Staff recommends approval of this lease, and I will stand for questions with that.
Well, Jamie, I don't think you were here when we moved on this the first time, when we bought the Burtnall property. I don't know if you're familiar with it, at 14th Avenue when it hits the highway going north. We wanted the Burtnall property so we could extend 14th Avenue on. The family in the dealings and stuff, we ended up having to buy the 480 feet to the east, and I forget how deep. Now, we were hoping to be able to put that up and attract some business in that area. And since that, there's been nothing on it moved and stuff. I just wanted to make you aware of it so you could find somebody for that. And I'm glad Mr. Bryce is listening so he can help us bring somebody to that property too.
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir, Vice Mayor and Council, if that was the original intent, it is great to know that. It wasn't with the other documentation. And so knowing that moving forward, if people do come in, perfect.
Okay. We're doing these individually? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that's an action item.
Yes, I move that we accept the R&G Howard Farms Burtnall lease renewal.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the lease renewal for the Verdno Farm. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, Matthews Access Way lease renewal.
Yes, good evening again, Vice Mayor and Council. The addendum and the payment schedule are on pages 146 and 147 of your packet. This is a request for the mayor and city council to approve or disapprove a renewal for the Matthews Accessway lease across parcel 104-39004 to Mr. Alan Matthews. This is an ingress and egress lease renewal dated January 14th, 2019, and it has expired. Mr. Matthews has notified staff he would like to renew the lease for an additional 5-year renewal term. Staff reviewed the lease and other possible uses for the property. The existing lease does not include any renewal stipulations. The attorney has drafted the amendment to lease agreement for your discussion, approval, or denial, and it includes a payment schedule, which is also on your CCF. Staff recommends approval of the amendment to lease agreement to renew the Matthews Accessway lease for a term of 5 years and the amount of $150 per year.
Any discussion on it? We need a motion.
I move we approve the Matthews Access Way lease renewal.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the Access Way lease renewal for Mr. Matthews. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, Robinson Ranch property lease renewal.
Yes, sir, Vice Mayor and Council, this is part of the map that Mr. Casella has provided for you, and the addendum and payment schedule are on pages 157 and 158 of your agenda. This is a request for the mayor and city council to approve or disapprove a renewal for the Robinson Ranch property lease of parcels 104-39004, 106-01014B, and the northern part of 106-01262 to Stephen Brothers Ranches. The lease dated January 14th, 2019 includes an optional 5-year renewal term. Mr. Stevens has notified staff that he would like to renew the lease. The parcel is used for grazing cattle and it is in the floodplain. City staff reviewed this lease and other possible uses for the property. The city attorney has drafted the amendment to the lease agreement for your discussion, approval, or denial, and it includes a payment schedule, which is also in your CCF. Staff recommends approval of the amendment to lease agreement to renew the Robinson Ranch property lease for a term of 5 years.
I move that we approve the Robinson Ranch property lease renewal to Stevens Brothers.
Second. Oh, okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to renew the lease. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And the lady that's part of this lease, Josephine, she's about 96 years old. And a good person.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jamie. Now we'll move on to item number 4. It's the intergovernmental agreement with PEMA for fire truck repairs.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is a request for Mayor and Council to approve IGA between the City of Safford and the Town of Pima for inspections and repairs of the town's fire trucks. You may recall that on June 11th of 2018, the Council approved an IGA with the Town of Pima for the servicing and repair of fire trucks. Both entities agreed at that time that it was in the best interest of the communities for the City of Safford to furnish qualified mechanics for the servicing and repair of these vehicles. The duration of that agreement was from July 1st, 2018 to June 30th of 2021. This agreement has been expired for a couple of years, but the city has and always will be willing to help the Town of Pima with any issues with their fire trucks, regardless of whether we have an IGA in place or not. With the limited fleet staff and available time that the city has for servicing or repairing our own equipment, it has been revised in the current IGA that the work will only include any repairs that the town needs assistance with. The work will also be at the city's discretion based on available time and resources. This agreement will exclude all basic servicing of the fire trucks. The duration of this agreement will be for 3 years, beginning January 1st, 2024 through December 31st of 2026. Staff is recommending approval of this IGA with the Town of Pima.
What does the basic service entail?
Basic service is oil changes, that kind of stuff, which was taking a lot of time. They get Harlesons to do that right now, which they'll continue to do. We do have some great mechanics. Obviously, Chief's a good mechanic, and another fireman that's a mechanic. We're more than happy to help them with issues if we can, so.
Okay. Anybody else?
Move we approve the intergovernmental agreement with PEMA for fire truck repairs.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the intergovernmental agreement with PEMA for fire truck repairs. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to item number 5, CDBG sidewalk improvement bid award.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is a request for the council to approve a bid award for the sidewalk improvement project to Ron Cox Builders, Thatcher, Arizona, and the bid amount of $299,991. A little bit of background, if you guys remember, this is the federally funded project for the Community Development Block Grant. And it consisted of sidewalk improvements, driveways, ADA accesses. There was 2 areas of focus. One was north of Highway 70 and east of 8th Avenue. And then there was another area just east of Leif Nelson Square. We originally took this to bid as a full package. We were actually quite a bit over budget, and so we did a secondary bid on this, public bid that was released. And you can see that it was kind of broken out into a base bid package, which was the area focused just east of Lake Nelson. The two alternates is a secondary area near Leif Nelson, near Highway 191, and then a little northern portion of it that was put as an alternate, and then that secondary area that was up there previously mentioned. You can kind of see the breakdown of the 4 different bids that we received recently as of November 16th. The budget recap on this is originally we had a budget of the grant funds plus a combination of HERF funds. So this is kind of a complex way of showing that there was actually some extra funds that were allocated through the grants. And so in total, we had a previously approved budgetary expend for Seago administration of this in $28,000, and then plus this proposed contract here for $299,991. So in total, we're almost spot on with the budget being under 400 or $397 under budget. So staff recommends that the mayor or the vice mayor and council to approve this award to Ron Cox Builder in the amount of $299,991, and also recommends that the city manager or his designee authority to execute change orders not to exceed 10% of the contracted value. With that, I'd answer any questions you guys may have.
Any questions? In that case, that's an action item.
Move that we award the CDBG sidewalk improvement bid award to Ron Cox Builders.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the improvement to Ron Cox Builders. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to item number 6, Gila Valley Magistrate Courts.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, members of council. This is a request for City Council to extend the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Safford and the Town of Thatcher for municipal court services. This agreement also includes the Town of Pima. As per the terms of the initial agreement, approval of this IGA would extend services for an additional 3 years. This is the final contract extension for this agreement. Some background, the City of Safford and the Town of Thatcher and Pima entered into the initial consolidated court agreement in 2017. This was the first agreement of its kind, and the IGA allowed for 2 subsequent 3 years extension. This is the second and final extension. The Town of Thatcher, acting as the facilitating agency of the court, will continue conducting business at the Safford Municipal Court building. All employees of the court will be employed by the Town of Thatcher. All associated operating costs of the court will be accounted for by Thatcher and distributed in accordance with historic activity levels. As has been true in the past, the City of Safford will be responsible for building maintenance and the grounds maintenance. Revenues collected by the court on behalf of the city will continue to be paid quarterly, and this is budgeted annually in the city's budget document.
Any comments or questions?
I hear really good things coming out of this court, so I'll move to extend the 3-year contract renewal for Gila Valley Magistrate Court.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the Gila Valley Magistrate Court's agreement with 3-year contract. All in favor? Opposed? Carries. Okay. Then we'll move on to item number 14, the financial reports. First one is the P card. Any comments or questions?
No, descriptions are
You're
going,
happy?
are starting to look a lot better. It's
Good.
easy to make out where they're going, who did it, and most of the time why, and,
Good. You've been wanting that, you got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Not that I like it, but
Then we'll move
there's
on
still
to
some of them that, but we're
the
going.
expenses over 5,000.
I wasn't, oh, sorry. Edwards and Mato PC. I wasn't sure who they were. Provide legal services to our department on a contract basis. Is that you, Chief?
Yes, sir. Vice Mayor, Councilman Lopez, we brought them in and they did the presentation for
That's right, okay.
our legal services for in-house.
So-
We pay them quarterly, I believe. And so that's probably one of the quarterly payments we had. We just redid the contract for 5 years.
Yeah, you brought them in recently.
Yes,
so-
sir.
and I didn't-
Past couple of months.
Yeah, the name didn't stick in me, Chief. I
Okay.
just-
Yes, Bill Amato is the gentleman who showed up for the council meeting.
Yeah, and several people in the state use them, and you've been using them for quite some time, and
Yeah, they're very valuable to us, yes, sir.
presentation came back.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then, revenues over 5,000 report. Any questions there? Okay, then we'll move on to item 15. It's a report on operational items. The first is, public surplus update.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, members of the council. I'm here tonight to just give an update on what we're doing as far as moving forward with doing online auctions. We're using public surplus for that. Just to give you a brief background. What we used to do is we used to have an auction once a year, and that was held at the fairgrounds. And so with having it once a year, we'd have to store all those auction items and occupy warehouse space. And when we did have to move all that stuff, we had to transport it over to the fairgrounds, of course. And so it was very, very labor intensive, unloading and transporting all those items and vehicles and stuff like that. So it took quite a bit of time to do that. One of the other limitations we had was our buying pool. So it was limited to whoever showed up at the auction to buy those items that we were selling. And so that resulted in lower revenue, in my opinion. What we went to is that we went to an online auction, and this is offered by Public Surplus. It doesn't cost us anything, and we're able to publish auction items anytime we want to online, and so we're no longer having to store that equipment and stuff for long periods of time. So we also reduced the time and effort spent moving all that stuff out to the fairgrounds. And so it's been a great benefit for us. And then also, this reaches a nationwide buyer pool. I know Fort Thomas Schools, they're on this public surplus also, and they had a bus sell, and the person from Florida actually came out and picked it up. So, so far, I think the farthest we've had that people bought something was Texas, I believe, with some gas meters. And then with this, it's increased our revenue. And so I just wanted to show you the site real quick. Here's the public surplus website. So when you log in, this is what you'll see. On the left-hand side, there's categories as far as like, airport stuff, livestock, buildings, heavy equipment, stuff like that. So if there's something particular that people want to see, they can go to those places. Like I said, this is a nationwide site. So of course you can see everything from Utah to Oregon, wherever. What we can do is we can select a region, and so we can go to Arizona, and we can select City of Safford. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different organizations that utilize this website. And so far, we have a few items out there right now. Not too many, but I do want to show you that we have sold since October when we started this project. These are all the items that we have sold. And so far we've generated $17,953.50 in items that we've auctioned, anything from vehicles that have brought us over the low Kelly Blue Book value. So we've made more money there. And one item I want to point out was that we had this pallet of basically computer stuff, and it's nothing great, but one of the things that we were able to see was that this pallet of items, if we had the auction up here, we would get about $5 for that whole pallet, and we were able to generate $242.50 from that one item that we noticed. So it's been beneficial for us. The warehouse loves it right now. They're clearing out stuff that we've stored for years and for no reason. And so we're getting stuff moved and doing our due diligence as far as getting rid of the surplus items that we no longer need. So, any questions?
It sounds like a very positive move.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thanks, yeah.
It's mostly pickup, Sam?
Yes,
Or
yeah.
only pickup?
Yes,
Probably, yeah.
that is correct.
It don't cost you nothing?
No, so how it works
Can
is
that
that public surplus adds an additional 10.5% on top of whatever auction item sold.
There's the cost.
So the buyer is the one paying for the service.
Okay.
Yep.
So, since you're selling stuff from all different departments, who gets the money?
Each department,
They get their own money back.
yes.
Okay.
So we
We
make
like
sure
that too.
make sure the enterprise funds go to the enterprise funds, and then all the general fund goes back to general fund.
Okay, when people from Mexico would come up to these auctions, so are we able to cross borders too with this bidding?
Yeah, as far as I know, we haven't had any problems with that, so.
Yeah.
If they're a registered user, then they can pick it up. So,
They're registered users, okay.
And once they purchase it, it's in their hands.
Well, and it gives us a great deal of flexibility. We don't have to wait once or twice a year, and we still have the option to do auctions in that way. But again, items that might otherwise not move, you can group together, and we're getting more money out of it, we're moving it more quickly. So I think we had some gas equipment too that we had acquired that we couldn't use, and we were able to sell that and move it. So it's been very effective and obviously very cost effective because the buyer pays.
We would have probably got more for our copper too.
Maybe.
Mhm.
And I agree, I like that term, free.
yes.
Very good. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Then we'll move on to number 2, materials recycled update. Jason?
Vice Mayor, we're gonna move that item to the next meeting.
Oh, okay. Then number 3, 2024 health savings account increase. Danielle?
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is to update the Vice Mayor and Council concerning the City of Safford HSA contribution limits that will be increasing in January of 2024. Recently, Council approved the HSA policy with the intent to increase the City of Safford contribution match as the IRS increases the HSA contribution limits to account for inflation every year. By continuing to revisit the city's match annually, the city is able to gradually increase the city's contribution to keep this employee benefit current. By keeping the city's HSA contribution match current, the city is encouraging savings for employee health and retirement needs. As you can see on this chart, the single plan is going from $38.50 to $41.50, which is an increase in $300, and the family plan is going from $77.50 to $8,300, which is an increase in $550. Based on the new IRS max contribution limits, the increase to the city is going to cost approximately $13,000 annually I'm sorry, excuse me. Please note, this is for the remainder of the current fiscal year, and the new HSA contribution limits will be used for estimates for the upcoming fiscal year budget. And with that, can I clarify anything for council?
No, I still don't know what we did wrong when we went to change a lot of this, and we had retirees calling us up because we had to give them their monies back and stuff, and it wasn't something we intended to do, but that's what I don't understand, so I gotta visit with you on that one again.
RHS.
Yeah, okay. I don't-
So that was for the retirement
Mhm.
health savings. This is for the health savings account, so it's two separate plans.
All right.
And we budget for this item, it's just, we wanted to give you an update to let you know that as of the first of the year, we changed. But we put this in the budget knowing they would increase, because the IRS changes mid-year in January, well, mid-fiscal year.
Thank you. Okay, then we'll move on to item number 4. Employee Christmas bonus update.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and Council. This is an update kind of similar to the last one, just to let council know about the Christmas bonuses. The Christmas bonuses were distributed on Thursday to staff. We had passed the Christmas bonuses this year through the budget process. The budgeted amount was $155,365 dispersed amongst the various departments and funds. We actually ended up distributing $135,873, and the breakdown is on that slide. So again, this is just an update to let council know that we did end up distributing those Christmas bonuses on Thursday.
We don't have that slide.
You're right, you're correct.
Okay.
Would you like it?
Okay, I can get a copy and send it to you
All right.
guys.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, then we'll move on to item number 16, and that's the announcement of current events. Anybody? Oh, boy.
This is actually a good thing, Vice Mayor and Council.
Okay.
I'd just like to introduce to you a couple of our newly promoted sergeants, Sergeant Nick Manchel and Sergeant Zach Garcia. Just some background on both of them. They've both been with the department since 2017. Zach started his career with the Safford Police Department, and since that time he's been a certified firearms instructor as well as a taser instructor. Prior to that, Sergeant Garcia worked for the Federal Bureau of Prisons as well as the Arizona Department of Corrections. He's been a wildland firefighter. He obtained his associate's degree from Eastern Arizona College and is currently enrolled in Northern Arizona University. He's a husband and a father. Again, he's been with the department since he was what we call a baby cop, and he's been a pleasure to work with. Nick, on the other hand, he has some problems. He graduated from the University of Arizona. I told him I was going to say that, so he's aware of it. In 2008, with a degree in public management. After that, he was a commissioned officer in the United States Army for 4 years. He actually began his police career at the University of Arizona. In 2017, he came to the Safford Police Department. He's a certified field training officer, and he has 2 children, a son and a daughter, and his wife is a teacher here in the Safford schools. So they've both been pretty recent on promotions. We just thought we'd get them up here and introduce you guys to them so you can see. It's good to promote from within all the time. And like I said, both these guys have done a really good job for us. So wanted you to meet them. I told them they were going to have to say a few words, but I won't make them. So, but if you do have any questions, they will be happy to answer.
I'd just like to make a comment. Thank you guys. You do all of you, even the ones that aren't here, do a fantastic job. And I know, I myself, every time I hear a siren, whether it's the police or the fire people, I make the sign of the cross and say, be safe. That's all I can think to say for you guys. So we're all with you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad to see you and get to meet you. I might run into you out there at a different events and stuff, I come up to you, you probably think I'm gonna try to bum a cup of coffee or something off you,
You
so.
should,
I wanted to see your face and you see ours too.
Arnold, you
And,
should use another word
yeah.
besides I might
Well,
run into you.
And Chief, I also see in the PC, the spending going on. I see you, since you've taken over, you had to retrain people, they're getting the classes, they're getting certifications. That's good to see that, the training's going on.
Yes, sir.
And, like you said, from within, I'm glad we were able to do all that.
Yeah.
That did take place, and so I know the training's taking place, you're recertifying, getting it all going and stuff. I'm hoping Cherish gets to go to her, grant writing.
January, she's actually slated to go in
January,
January.
all right. Good.
And I don't want to forget, Chairs Lazarus is our records clerk, and our evidence custodian, Misha Curtis. So,
Curtis.
when we were talking earlier, I should have introduced them then. They are the staff that handles all those records requests that we talked about, and they do a great job for us, so.
I can see that there's things going on in there, and you're getting things in position, and
Yeah.
I'm glad to see all that.
And it's nice to have the staff to be able to do that, promote from within and things like that, so. Thank
That's
you,
all.
guys.
Thank you again.
Vice Mayor, just had one quick announcement. And it's somewhat preliminary, but a couple of weeks ago, I attended a meeting regarding some transit improvements that may be going on in Graham and Greenlee County. SEGO has undertaken a lead to extend the current transit system. So apparently this started a long time ago, so I showed up and this is the first I had heard of it, but in any case, they're looking to try to have a fixed loop transit system going on in Safford. They're using predominantly federal grants, and so there is some transit that happens now that goes to like Walmart and the hospital, but this would literally do a loop every day going around the downtown and probably circle the downtown once an hour. And then in conjunction with that, there would be a local nonprofit that might also bring residents to that loop through one-on, one-off rides. So anyway, we're in the very early stages. They did discuss with us the fact that they may want some financial assistance or even building maybe stops for the buses. So again, we're very preliminary, but I did want you to know that I did attend, and Councilman Lopez was there as well. And so if something pops up in our budget, you'll know why. It would be nice to see if we could get some additional transit services in the city. So anyway, just a preliminary FYI that it is out there.
Thank you.
Can I add to that?
Sure.
One thing at the meeting that caught my attention was that the bus route going on from the reservation, that's all being done without any tribal monies. That's being done with federal monies, and hopefully that could continue if we were, it's over a year away, if that could happen too, and with federal funds to help do this. But that's all I wanted to add.
I think that bus from the tribe, you see it, I think it's every day just about.
Yes,
I think.
and it's federal monies.
Yeah.
The tribe has not put any monies into that, and that was good to hear, kinda. Not that I don't want them, but gave us some encouragement.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, then we'll move on to item number 17, request for future agenda items. Anybody have anything? I guess not. Then item 18, we'll close the regular meeting and we'll reconvene into a council work session in executive session. Like say, take a 10-minute break. Is there anything?
Yes, but don't forget, we need to
We
vote
need
to
to
go
move.
into
I'm gonna
executive
get-
session.
I second.
Go to executive session and let's make it 5 minutes.
And we can take a break
5 minutes.
before we.
Then I
literally-
second it.
5 minutes.
Okay, so we got our motion.
And got a second, all in favor? Aye. 5 minutes, not 10. Thanks,
5.
Brad.
Aye.
Bill Sims. Left the conference.
County They get out here early. Executive session, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, that's pretty simple stuff there too.
I think so too, it should be.
You don't need this part?
No. I'll put it here just in case they need it. Keep it together.
get
Second.
a second?
We got a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? If you're opposed, we'll
I
talk
don't
to you.
remember coming back in. I don't remember coming